Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I am wonderful. And yourself?
I'm doing great. I think wonderful as well. Going to be even better later in the program. You know why?
Why?
We have Tuesdays with Charlie.
How great is that?
I always enjoy doing that. We reach out to her dad. It's my father-in-law, since the two of us are married. And we talk to him about just a bunch of silly, nonsensical nothingness.
It's my favorite part of the show.
My favorite part, too. I had somebody ask me just the other day, what do you guys talk about on your show? And I was like, I don't know.
Nothing?
No. I said, we don't talk politics and we don't talk sports. Those are the things that people usually talk about, like on radio programs. We talk sometimes a little bit about movies and TV stuff, but it's usually just weird things. Mm-hmm. And we always end with good news. And we do have a quote for today from Stephen Covey. He says, I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. I like that.
That is true.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is... What is today? It's
Tuesday.
I'm looking at the calendar here, but I started looking at tomorrow because it's Halloween. Today is Tuesday, the 30th day of October. It's National Speak Up for Service Day, National Publicist Day, and National Candy Corn Day. Now, candy corn made the list. We're going to talk about the worst candy to give out for Halloween tomorrow. I've got the list coming your way later in the program, and sad to say, candy corn, on your special day, we're gonna tell people how much maybe it's not loved by everyone. We'll put it that way. So today is a special day. Get out there and celebrate. We appreciate you joining us right here on the John and Heidi Show. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? This is where I try to trick my beautiful bride, Heidi. I give you a name of a real, true facility. You have to tell me, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Tell me what you think about this one. Vinland National in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Vinland National, V-I-N-L-A-N-D, Vinland National in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
Golf course.
Sorry, it is a rehab center.
Really? That's
Yeah.
a weird name.
Sounds like the name for a vineyard.
It does.
Vinland National. It is a rehab center.
But then with the word national in it, it sounds like, it's a golf event.
Tournament. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they tricked you darn good today, didn't they,
Yeah,
Heidi?
they totally did.
All right.
I still don't
Thanks.
believe you. I think you're lying.
No, I'm not. I would never do that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Every day at this time, we talk about people who do silly things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or somebody you know needs help, you can learn more at TimeForRehab.com. An unarmed Texas man who executed what police are calling the perfect beer run is in the news today. He was seen on surveillance entering an Arlington convenience store, picking up 5 cases of Bud Light all at once. That's a lot. Then he walked towards the register like he was going to pay, but then he sprinted out the front door
my
before
gosh.
anybody could react. Arlington police are asking if anyone has any clues to contact them, but they're saying, hey, that's quite the beer run you did there.
Yeah, holy cow. That's impressive.
Stacked up 5 cases of Bud Light and then ran out the front door. You know, the people at Bud Light might actually put you in like a Super Bowl commercial if you step forward and go, hey, that was me. I'm a big fan of Bud Light. But that is what happens. He's going to get in trouble. He's going to go to jail most likely. That is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. A new survey just came out. I don't know if you call it a survey or a report, I suppose is what it is. Jim Parsons has topped the list of the highest paid actors in the television industry 4 years in a row now, making a whopping $26.5 million before taxes in the last year. In the top 10, others that might be in there, NCIS star Mark Harmon. He makes $19 million a year doing that TV show. And The Walking Dead's Andrew Lincoln at $11 million. Jim Parsons, he's, what's that show that he's on? It's one your dad likes. What's it called?
I don't know who he is.
He's the one that, he always says our son reminds him of the guy.
Oh, that Big Bang Theory.
There you go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who that. It doesn't say in the story because everybody just knows it. Well, we don't.
I don't know.
But I'm almost positive that's who that is.
But I didn't watch Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
so.
see, there you go. Well, now that we are completely done, we ran out of time for anything else. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Now your scoop of the day brought to you by FreshPatch.com, promo code radio. Tomorrow is a big day, Heidi. Tomorrow is Halloween. So today is a good day to pay attention if you haven't yet gotten your Halloween candy, or maybe even if you have, if you got some of this, you might want to reconsider. I have for you the 10 worst Halloween candies. Now, there's several different lists. I've got a link here. We'll share that if you want to go and read all the lists. And the lists all vary a little bit, but what they did, this group took all of those lists and compiled them and then made this one list. Does that make sense?
Okay, sure.
So this is the list above all lists. So number 10 on the list of the worst Halloween candies, Mary Jane's. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
It says peanut butter's great, but chewy candies are also great, but there's just something not so great about it.
I kind of like those.
Bit-O Honey was number 11, by the way. They didn't make it into the top 10. And those two kind of go hand in hand. But Mary Jane's, that's number 10 on the list. Good and Plenty is the second one on the list. Well, it's number 9 on the list of the 10 worst candies for Halloween.
I like that, too. Those are the black licorice ones.
Speaks a lot about who you are.
Well, hey,
kids.
I like undesirable things.
I know. That's how you ended up with me. It's like, oh, nobody else likes him. I will marry him and start a family. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Number 8 on the list is licorice. Any kind of licorice.
I like
Now, it says it does not include Twizzlers. So
Twizzlers or licorice.
But it doesn't include that. It's different. So I don't know why that doesn't. Number 7 is Smarties. Remember the little powdery, what do you call them? Pills? That's not pills. What are they? What do you call that? A little disc?
Little candies.
Yeah, little candies. They're really chalky, hard candies. Anyway, kids apparently are not. They're going to get a lot of them tomorrow night because that's popular to give, but that's one of the things that goes bad, that goes into the trash. It says it's inevitable. At first, they're not so bad, but you can only get so much.
You can only have so many.
Yeah, so there's like, okay, I'm done with these.
Yeah.
Number 6 on the list, again, these are the according to the experts, and we have a link if you want to read all about it. And I'm going to feel really bad saying this one because I really like these, and I know a lot of people do. But number 6 on the list of the worst Halloween candies, Tootsie Rolls. I love Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah,
and
I like Tootsie
kids,
Rolls.
you're going to get a lot of those tomorrow, too. And it's because they're affordable, and you can have a whole fistful and throw them in there. But they've got a bunch of flavored ones, too, and the flavored ones, that's all just lumped in with Tootsie Rolls. Number 5, Peanut Butter Kisses. Now, these are not Reese's.
I haven't had those yet. I haven't tried those. I bet I wouldn't like that.
It says these are not Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. They're not Hershey's Kisses, but they're a thing called a peanut butter kiss.
Yeah.
And it says you may have, I've seen them referred to as Mary Jane's, but that was the thing up on the list higher.
Oh,
So,
you know what I bet they're talking about? Is it
it's
those
little
nougaty?
kisses. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
a little
yeah.
peanut
Those
butter.
are. Yeah.
So peanut
I
butter
agree
kisses
with that.
number
Those
5 on the
don't
list.
belong on there.
Number 4 don't belong on there. What do you mean? This is
I
the
mean,
list
they don't
of the
belong
worst.
on
In the
your
candy bag?
Halloween shopping list.
Okay, so number 4. Now we're going to have the top 4 worst candies. We got 1 minute to get through this, Heidi. Necco wafers. They're kind of like Smarties, but they're bigger, like
Yeah,
the bigger
I agree
disc.
with that.
That's number 4, Necco wafers. Number 3, wax Coke bottles.
I
Remember
agree
those?
with that. Yeah.
That's on the list here. Number 2, and I feel bad saying it because today is National Candy Corn Day, but candy corn is number 2 on the list.
I like candy corn, but in small quantities.
It's good, by the way, if you have it with peanuts.
Peanuts,
Yeah.
it
My
tastes
wife,
like a salted nut
your
roll.
family is the one that taught me that. That's really good. And the number 1 worst thing to give out for Halloween tomorrow, what do you think it is, Heidi?
I don't know.
If you're going to guess.
Well,
something
you've
we haven't
already
mentioned.
guessed a lot of the things I would have
I think
said.
you like them. Circus peanuts.
Oh, I do like
Yeah, I
circus.
know you do.
My dad likes
I know he
circus
does.
peanuts.
They're the worst thing
They're
to
his
give out.
favorite candy,
So
actually.
I have a link to all of these. And tomorrow at this time, we're going to go through the 10 best things to give out for Halloween. So
Alrighty.
if you haven't already done your Halloween shopping, you might want to wait till this time tomorrow and say, well, let's see what we should get.
Well, now they know what not to get.
You know what not to get. And I've got a link to the list, and the what to get is on that link as well. It's all on the same page.
And if you already did buy most of those things, you can just send them to me.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for this little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, it's always a pleasure to chat with you. You got some amazing information to share with us as well today?
Oh, I've got stuff. You better just take notes.
I'm ready.
I don't know what you're going to do with them after you take them, but you better take them.
I'm going to take as many notes as I can. So what kind of cool stuff are we going to learn?
Okay, in Germany, there are elevators with no doors
Really?
that never stop.
Oh, I wouldn't like that at all.
So it's going
So
past,
you
you
have
got
to jump
hop
on and
hop
jump off.
The riders must be ready to hop on at the right time or risk being guillotined by the lift.
I would not like that at all.
That would be bad.
I think I'd take the stairs.
That would never fly in the United States. Never, never, never.
Oh, I bet it would. That'd be some crazy. Japanese beer cans have alcohol in Braille on the top of the cans to prevent the blind from accidentally buying beer.
No kidding.
Or to help them buy beer.
Yeah, it'd help them find it, wouldn't it? And the founder of Alcohol Anonymous demanded alcohol during the last few days of his life.
No kidding.
Well, hey, he's already dying.
So he's like, I've done this long enough, I'm done.
That's right. That's the way I'd be. Of course, I'd never quit that, but anyway.
Nothing wrong with people that quit. I think that's a good thing.
I'm not a quitter.
I'm not a quitter.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
It's a great program. Don't everybody call in or anything. I'm drinking a beer already.
You may have a problem.
I talked to you guys. I got a definitely problem. Hey, then, did you know snails have crossed from the Pacific to the Atlantic Ocean alive by being digested by birds and being pooped out still living?
Really? That is really cool.
I guess I didn't know they would still be alive.
Well, they apparently can stay in there a little longer than normal.
Huh.
Depends on how long it takes a bird to get from the Pacific to the Atlantic.
I don't know.
Maybe they got on a jet and flew over and then said, hey, I got to poop, and boom.
Talk about a crappy flight.
Okay, hey, in 1965, a machine was patented to deliver a baby using centrifugal force. The machine would spin you until the baby came out, and it would be caught in a net.
No kidding.
Spin her a little faster there. I gotta,
So just spin it around and then a little baby pop out of there?
well, you get going fast enough, that little sucker will come out.
Does not sound like a good plan to me.
Got to have the net ready. Then I got one last thing here for you.
All right, sounds good.
In 2011, Philip Morris published a report saying cigarettes save the government money because smokers die before retiring.
Oh, wow. That's probably not a good plan.
Why would you do that?
It's not a good plan to put out a report like that.
But their sales went down.
Yeah, probably. Well, are you ready for a question from us, Charlie?
I think I can handle it.
All right. You know, have you ever heard of the cereal called Fruit Loops?
Yes.
They got a bunch of different colored Fruit Loops, but how many flavors are there for the different Fruit Loops?
7.
No, it's all one flavor. They're all the same flavor. Doesn't matter what the color is. They taste exactly the same.
How many colors are there?
I don't know. It doesn't say. Probably 7. So if you think they taste differently, you're wrong. It's all the same exact flavor, just different colors.
It's all in your head.
Absolutely. Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, Charlie. Can we call you again next week?
Yeah, I think we can do her one more time.
Okay. Thanks, Charlie. We'll talk to you then.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little show we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Horizontal refreshment. That was slang in the 19th century. Do you know what that was slang for?
I have a guess.
A little nookie, yeah. They called that horizontal refreshment. I kind of like that. We should use that term now, don't you think?
No.
I like it. It's a lot better than a lot of other things that people call that. So there you go. Horizontal refreshment. That is today's kind of silly, tongue-in-cheek, I'm blushing, woohoo, fun fact. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, and I think we've done this one in the past. Cherry. C-H-A-R-Y. Cherry. Do you remember talking about this?
Is it like a lover?
It says cautiously or suspiciously reluctant to do something, or cautious, careful, weary. So if you're weary, you're also cherry.
Oh.
So, a little too cherry to... So you might be a little...
But isn't it like when, don't you say mon chéri? Isn't that
mon chéri.
Isn't that
French
spelled the
or
same
something?
way as French? And doesn't that mean my woman or
could
my
be.
love?
Or it might just mean that they're cautiously and weary about that person. That certainly could be the case too. I don't know. I don't know if you know this, Heidi, but I don't speak French.
I don't either, so...
I speak zero. No, oui, that's it. And I think maybe there's one other thing.
But you use it wrong.
I do use it wrong. So, no. This has been today's grandiloquent word. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. Now some weird news for you on this Tuesday. An Arizona man was searching for gold and he fell into a 100-foot deep mine shaft in a remote desert area. Now this could have killed him. The fall could have killed him. The fact that he was stuck down in a hole could have killed him. But this is an amazing story. 60-year-old John Waddell was pulled from the shaft last Wednesday, 2 days after his carabiner clip broke, and he tumbled 40 to 50 feet to the bottom of the mine, so he was about halfway down when he fell. He said he had called a close friend on Monday to let him know that he was trekking out to this remote desert area about 90 miles northwest of Phoenix to search for precious metals. His friend hadn't heard from him on Tuesday, and he thought, I'm kind of wondering if everything's okay. The good news is he knew exactly where to go. And he went out there and found him. Then he said, hey, I'm gonna go where I get some cell phone service. I'm going to call for help. They dropped some water down to him to start because he was thirsty. And his dramatic rescue was recorded on video. You can see that in the link that I have.
Wow.
They used some ropes to pull him to safety. That is amazing. So I have a link to that in the show notes for today under Weird News. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. An Air Force C-17 accidentally dropped a Humvee by parachute into a rural North Carolina area miles from their intended target. The parachute opened and the vehicle landed Wednesday in a wooded area between two homes about 7 miles north of Fort Bragg's drop zone. The drop zone was part of a test conducted by soldiers. Chances are they didn't pass this test.
Yikes.
So they were supposed to drop this and land it in a specific place, and I'm not exactly sure what happened. If the parachute, fell out and opened and then that yanked the vehicle out, or I'm not sure. But can you imagine just sitting there in your yard and a Humvee lands? Luckily, it didn't land on someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Or didn't land on a house, or didn't land,
Wow.
in a lake or something. It landed just, right between two homes in a wooded area. Excuse me, is that your Humvee in the backyard? No, it's not mine. I just saw it land here. I don't know whose it is. But sadly, that is today's moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. This is where I give Heidi a story, and she has to tell me if this really truly happened in the great state of Florida, or is it made up? Is it a bunch of flubbery just to fool my beautiful wife over here?
Okay.
You give me a funny look right now. What's that all about?
I'm just waiting.
Okay, here. Fake News or Florida. A Miami man was arrested for posing as a housewife and making sex tapes with 80 unsuspecting straight men. Fake news or Florida?
Oh, I'm going to say Florida.
It is a true story. What the what? I'm not exactly sure what was going on there.
Gosh.
But I can tell you, I'm sure that did not end well. He was arrested, so, that part was good.
80.
But 80 people, yeah. So,
Okay, so
I don't know.
I mean, clearly it didn't go
Who
all
knows?
the way.
I don't know what happened. I don't
Or
want
they
to
would
know.
have found out, and somebody would have said something.
You'd think so, but I don't know what happened, and I don't want to know what happened. I have a link to it if you want to read the story. It's in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Time now for some good news. We like to wrap things up around here with good news, and it comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That is the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. And our good news today, I kind of like this. For people who are maybe concerned about pollution and people who are concerned about, the environment, you're going to love this story. This is really, I think, kind of a cool thing. Here's a headline. A totally green machine that uses bio-waste to generate clouds for clean water wins a $1.75 million X Prize. So it's an ingenious piece of technology that just won the top prize for its ability to provide clean drinking water to millions of people around the world simply by mimicking the way the clouds are formed.
Okay.
It's a smart idea, isn't it?
What does it do?
It was developed by SkySource, also known as Skywater Alliance. Looks like an ordinary shipping container, but inside the box is a power system that sucks in warm air so that it can mingle with cold air inside, causing condensation to form, resulting in little water droplets that are collected into a water tank that can be dispensed through a tap. In order to generate the amount of electricity necessary for the system, the technology can be powered by biomass, things like twigs and branches and dead trees. It has two benefits. First, it helps clear away and dispose of natural debris, which then that could actually fuel dangerous wildfires and things. Secondly, using biomass for fuel creates a nutritious kind of charcoal byproduct. It's called biochar. When mixed with the soil, it nourishes crops and plants while simultaneously trapping carbon in the ground. So it's everything about this is just better and better.
Brilliant.
Better. So some disaster-stricken areas may not have access to biomass. The Skyward device then can be adapted for solar and wind energy to make it work. So it's a cool idea. It is they deserve this prize. So I don't know.
Absolutely they do. Hopefully
I don't know what
that's
they were up
getting
against,
out there.
I think that would be really cool. I would love to see this get produced in a very, very big way. I've got a link to this story in our good news section of today's show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.